Alright, so welcome back. I got another one for you guys. This one's a new purchase. I was going to do an unboxing, but I went ahead and decided to go against doing that. I'm doing an unboxing of this, but I didn't want to do an unboxing of my Amazon box because I have another knife in there I want to do a separate review on. So just two blades that I ended up getting, but this one's an interesting one. This is kind of one that I've been wanting for a little bit. So let's talk blades, because that's what we're into. So without further ado, people, I give you the coldsteel Stormcloud. Now, the whole idea behind this Stormcloud, for me, was the fact that it has a very nice carbon fiber handle. It's like a G10 carbon fiber overlay, I think that's what it is. The only thing I didn't want was the fact that I didn't want to spend so much money on a knife that is only 3.5 inches. But I am concerned that maybe it's a little bit longer, considering that if you're not choking up on it, you still have that 4-inch reach from this pivot upwards, but at least the cutting edge is probably 3.5. So I don't know. This will be my first time ever seeing this knife, and one thing that I find really interesting is that it comes in this gargantuan box. Why, I have no idea, but hey, why not entertain that? It must be a really fancy knife to be in a big old fancy box, right? So let's go ahead and get into it, shall we? I haven't done a review on this knife, but I will in the future, so stay tuned for that if you guys are at all interested. I'm sorry if my voice seems a little bit off today. That's because right now it is 11:42 at night. I just got home from work, so trying to be considerate to people. I have my windows and my door open, and I'm just trying to make sure that I'm not as loud as I know I could be. So please forgive me if I'm not as loud. Ah, see, look at that. I just ripped it. I can't get this sleeve off. Dude, what the heezy is going on with this Fabrizi? Okay, let's cut the tape on this side then. Oh. Maybe that's what's making it difficult. But I've been wanting this knife for a little bit, but I think what led me to not buy this knife was the plain fact that I was really getting myself into a few Spydercos at the time. So with that being said, I mean, this box is not easy to open. I actually ripped this part right here. You guys can tell. It's no big deal. It's going to go in the trash anyways. It's just a cardboard sleeve. Oh, okay. Look at that. We got a magnet closure on this side right here. So it must be super fancy, right? So let's take a look. This will be the first time I actually get to take a look at it. Okay. That's a little weird. Huh. So I guess the way this was supposed to sit was... But why was it upside down? It was like... You guys saw how I took it out of the box. It was like this. So shouldn't it be... Oh, okay. No, maybe it was... No, that's right. So maybe it just... When it jingled around inside of the box, maybe it just kind of fell out that way. This must be super fancy in order to have it like that. Super, super fancy. Alright, so... And I haven't really purchased a coldsteel in a little while, because I haven't really had my eyes on anything else other than their normal stuff. But this is kind of a new one for me. Another reason why I did not want to get this knife was because of the fact that this kind of goes against how I see cold steel. Cold steel, they have aggressive handles. This is more like a dress knife to me. It's very pretty, very, very sleek in design. It has oil on it. I can still feel it. It's got oil all over the blade, all over the handle, excuse me. And of course, knowing cold steel, I'm pretty sure this thing is razor frickin' sharp, so getting that fact out of the side. Alright. Got a whole grip right there. And there's the blade. So yeah, this knife is pretty nice for 156.67. Oh, there it is right there. It says Storm Cloud. I'm going to try my best not to slice my thumb open. Last time I tried to wipe something off the blade, I went a little too quick and it actually filleted some skin off my thumb. That's how you know cold steel is sharp, man. A very, very interesting modified Tonto tip right there. And a shiny handle, which kind of makes me a little nervous because that means that it's going to be lacking in grip, other than the fact that it has these, you know, choils here that are kind of carved into it. No jimping whatsoever, so there's no added texturing at all. It's just the handle shape, and that's all you get. And of course, their famous triad lock, which in my opinion seems, maybe that's just how I opened it. Interesting. But this knife can be waved out of the pocket. If you look right here, it's able to be waved out of the pocket. I'm going to wipe this down a little bit afterwards. Yeah, I'm going to be carrying this thing for a little bit. And here it is. Cold steel, CPM 20CV. So I'm not entirely sure that I don't know if they made this in Italy and then they shipped it somewhere to be assembled here in America, or if it was the whole knife was made in Italy. I'm not entirely sure. This, I gotta be honest, does not feel like a cold steel. It says cold steel on it, but it doesn't feel like a cold steel. So let's go ahead and get into the specs, because I know the specs say it right here on the box. You got a 3.5-inch blade, CPM 20CV. This will be the first knife I own with that steel. The weight is 3.6 ounces. Blade thickness is 3 millimeters. Handle is 4 5/8. G10 with carbon fiber overlay. So those are the specs that the box says. Of course, there's a warranty, blah, blah, blah. Caution when handle cold steel products. Knives are extremely sharp. Love that, because that is very true. That is very true. So let's go ahead, get into the specs and see how accurate all that information is. So here we go. 3.67 ounces. 3.6. Okay. It's not too far off. Let's go ahead and of course it already says CPM 20CV, so let's go blade length, yeah? So yeah, the cutting edge, but an overall reach of 3.5, and at the pivot you do have that 4-inch reach, as long as you don't go over this part right here. You should have 4-inch reach overall, with a total of 8 1/4 inches. There are no liners in there. It's just carbon fiber, G10 goodness that's in there. I like the pocket clip, if you guys can see that. That is less likely to get caught on stuff, so that means I do not need to take this pocket clip off and alter it in any way, shape, or form. It should be perfect the way that it is. I love that. That is a plus right there. I hate pocket clips with the lip that sticks way too far up. That means that it's going to more than likely get stuck on stuff. I gotta be honest with you, this part right here is actually kind of interesting. It's got like a swedge there, so it adds with the piercing capabilities. You guys can see that. This part right here. It's nice. Very nice. Very stabability with this thing. Doesn't really need to be a huge knife, but the fact that it's a decent knife for $150, yeah, I'm going to be playing with this thing a lot. I'm going to be carrying it as well because for a smaller knife, it's very self-defensy, and I really do like that. Let's go ahead and get into the thickness because the blade thickness is 3mm, so let's test that out. Yeah, bam, right on the spot. All right, and then handle thickness is 4.58 or 4 5/8, so let's try that out. Maybe if I do inches. Blade thickness. Oh, okay, you know what? I'm reading it wrong. I must be really tired. So the handle, the length is 4 5/8. So let's try it this way instead. Yeah. Okay. More like 4 3/4. Well, 4 5/8 would be right here, but you guys are seeing that. More like 4 3/4. But the handle thickness in millimeters, if you guys are curious, is 10.6. That's not too bad, all things considered. So yeah, coldsteel storm cloud. I'm going to carry this, and I might even do an update video depending on how I feel about it. I might. I don't know. Obviously, this is trash. I'm not going to keep this, especially with this damage right here. I mean, I'm not going to. There's no point, you know. I don't really keep boxes for my knives unless I'm looking to get rid of them in some way. And we'll test this sharpness to see. Oh yeah. That's a cold steel. Cold steel. Oh, I just skid the tip on the paper and it cut through it like butter. I wasn't even trying to puncture it. I just skid the tip off. This is super sharp. Gotta love cold steel, man. Cold steel makes some gnarly knives. And why not? Here's some rubber. This is a snapped rubber band. So why not, right? Yeah. Yeah, I did that without care. It was just so clean. So, I don't know. If you guys are interested in it and you want to crap out $150 some odd for something like this, you could. You could. It's very light for what it is, and I'm sure it's extremely durable because of what it's made of. That's the only thing I'm concerned about this knife is the grip. Because this is a smooth surface, it has no texture to it, it just has shape. So with that being said, it's like carrying a Code 4 from Cold Steel, and you guys have seen my videos on that. The Code 4, the only thing I really cared about was the grip, because there was no grip on the Code 4 other than the shape of the handle. Will that deter me from carrying this knife? Probably not. I'm probably still going to carry this knife regardless, and when you carry something for long enough, you will get used to the way it feels in the pocket, in the hand, and how it deploys. That's just natural when you carry a knife. So yeah, I will carry this for a little bit and see how it makes me feel. So, anyways, everybody, that is the cold steel storm cloud. If you can, go ahead and slash that like button, stab that subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Later.